This is a quick video on targeting office managers at medical buildings for commercial cleaning, commercial carpet cleaning, tile cleaning, any miscellaneous specialty cleaning services. And today we are focused on the office manager in medical type of buildings. And medical can kind of be a broad subject that can include hospitals, clinics, doctor offices, dentists, and the primary title that we're going to run into is the office manager, or sometimes the title is practice manager. This is the person that runs the show on a day-to-day basis. So this is going to be our main point of contact for cleaning services. In the next section, once I started to process through this, and I asked, okay, well, what is the best way for me to reach this prospect? And I started to go through direct mail, maybe LinkedIn. I don't think they're too active in LinkedIn, but it was one of the ideas. AdWords. The one that really stuck out to me was Facebook, because this demographic right here of office manager in these clinics and practices is primarily, you're talking over 30 in women. Women are definitely a large demographic when you're talking about this title. So that's why once I started to process through this, that Facebook really jumped out to me, because that is exactly what Facebook's big posters are women over 30, over 40. So that's why this really stuck out to me. It really jumped at me that this is something that, we should talk about. And what I am in is the ads manager in Facebook, if you're unfamiliar with it. And what I did is I chose a geographic area. It's the Atlanta area. I know it's a really large metropolitan area, so the numbers are probably going to be a lot bigger there. And then I started to look at the ages I would be thinking about. And this is something that you can test. You can go down to 25 and up to 60. Gender, definitely women. That would be the main gender. Now, how about the detailed targeting? This is something we have to decide for ourselves. Is, do you want to go super detailed, or do you want to go broad? And Facebook gives you this kind of measurement tool, so you can get an idea of how broad you are. I personally like broad, but I'm not against specific either. So this is something you'll have to decide, and it'll change the different categories that you change. So some of the categories that come up are, we can go by the actual jobs. So for instance, administrative jobs are secretaries, receptionists, administrative admins, office managers, practice managers. That's like the job description. And then on the other hand, we can also think about bringing in the people who are in the industry in general, healthcare, medical, and this is kind of how I look at it. Is I want to bring in the most people possible, because people often hang around with people who are like themselves and have careers like themselves. So that's where, shares and likes and referrals can come from, is because people often hang around with other people like them. So then some of the other categories to think about is to get more detailed on the administrative services. Make sure we're covering all the common jobs, manager, receptionist, secretary, because how people fill out their profiles and talk in Facebook, they might use any number of these different broad categories. One thing that you'll have to decide is a big category to bring in as many people as possible, like healthcare. See, healthcare is a broad category, so it's going to bring in a lot of people. This is something that I would more do, because you can see once you take out healthcare, the number of people really goes down. I mean, that was in the mid 400,000 range, and now you're going down to 75,000 people. So I would test both. Some of this is a strategy. It's the concept of how you operate, and I think both work fine. I would test both angles, but you can just see the difference of once you take that big broad category of healthcare, that takes out a whole bunch of people. So this is just a quick little video on going through one of the tactics you can use to target office managers is with Facebook ads. And I'm not saying it's the only one to use. Ultimately, we should choose 3 or 4 of these, but this is the one that really, stuck out to me.